In this tutorial, you'll be learning how to make a turquoise necklace. Okay, so the tools that you're going to need for this are a pair of wire cutters, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a pair of flat nose pliers. You're also going to need a crimping tool, and that's going to be for the crimp bead that we're going to put one on each end of the necklace. That way we can finish it and the clasp will close. As far as the beads go, there are a variety of beads we use for this. For the turquoise, you're going to need 3 different kinds. You're going to need 1 big turquoise nugget for the middle. You're going to need 2 medium-sized turquoise nuggets. And then 4 oval-shaped turquoise beads. You're also going to need 8 metal spacer beads, 16 black cubic zirconia beads, 12 freshwater pearls, and then a bunch of little seed beads. So mine are kind of like a bronze color. I think that they look good together, but if you like something else, you can definitely choose whatever you want. For the findings, we're going to use, I have here a lobster clasp. Whatever clasp you want to use is fine. And then the 2 jump rings, 1 for each end. And then we're going to use 2 little tiny crimp beads. The wire, you're going to need some silver beading wire. I have cut mine about 24 inches, maybe even a little more, because it's a lot easier to work with extra. Okay, so to get started, we're going to put on our big bead for the middle, our big turquoise bead. And I'll put this sideways so that it's easier to see. So 1 turquoise bead. Now we're going to put one of our little spacer seed beads. Let me cut this off. It's a little bent. Okay, one of our seed beads. Then we're going to take 1 freshwater pearl and put it on there. And then we're going to take another seed bead and put it on. Okay. And then we're going to take one of our medium-sized turquoise nuggets and we're going to put it right on there. Alright. Now we're going to take another one of our seed beads followed by another pearl. And let's do that on the other side so that we can work on this evenly. 1 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 seed bead, 1 turquoise nugget, and this will be your last turquoise nugget. You should only have 2 of these medium-sized ones. And then, so you'll put that on, and then you'll put another seed bead, and then a pearl. Okay, so if you can see there, we have a little pattern going on. That'll be for the neck part, the neckline. Now we're going to get started on the rest of the necklace. We're just going to put a sequence of 5 regular seed beads on, just 5 in a row. And sometimes it's easy to just put them right in the palm of your hand, just like that, and just string them on that way. If they're that tiny, it kind of makes it easier, for me at least. So we'll do 5 of them, and then we're going to do another pearl bead, and this is all going to create another cool pattern. So 1 pearl, then we're going to do 1 more seed bead. Alright, and then we're going to take a black cubic zirconia, followed by one of our metal spacer beads, and another black cubic zirconia. And now we're going to do one of our seed beads, and now we're going to put one of our little oval turquoise beads on. So just put that right on. And then we're just going to do this pattern the opposite way. This pattern before the turquoise bead. So we'll do one seed bead, and then we're going to do the black cubic zirconia, and then the metal spacer, and then we're going to do another black cubic zirconia. Alright, let's go ahead and do that on the other side. We got our 5 seed beads. I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand. 3, 4, and 5. Alright, now I'm going to do that pattern. I'll do 1 pearl, then I'm going to do 1 seed bead, and then I'm going to do the black cubic zirconia, the metal spacer bead, and the black cubic zirconia. And now put on another seed bead, and now you're going to put on another one of your turquoise beads. Okay, and then you're going to do the seed bead, and then followed by the black cubic zirconia, the metal spacer bead, and another black cubic zirconia. Okay. Now, we're going to put on one of our seed beads again. And now we're just going to put on actually 5 more of these, or 4 more of these. 2, 3, 4. You want to have 5 all together, okay? So I'm going to do that on the other side. Three, 4, and 5. Okay. Now I'm going to do that whole thing one more time, that whole little sequence, this one right here. Just going to do that again. So we got 1 pearl, 1 seed bead, and then black cubic zirconia, metal spacer, cubic zirconia, seed bead, and now you're going to use your other turquoise bead, and now we're going to take that pattern back down. So seed bead, black cubic zirconia, metal spacer bead, black cubic zirconia, seed bead, and then we're going to finish it with a pearl bead. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So we got 1 pearl, 1 seed bead, 1 black cubic zirconia, metal spacer, cubic zirconia, seed bead. Now we're going to put on our turquoise bead, and this should be your last turquoise bead. Alright, now we're going to follow that back down. We're going to do seed bead, black cubic zirconia, metal spacer bead, and now we're going to do another cubic zirconia, and now we're going to do another seed bead, and then one more pearl. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to finish it with 10 seed beads. And this will be about 16 inches. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you don't have to put on 10, you can put on more or less, depending on the size that you want. I need some more of my seed beads because I ran out. So I like mine about 16 inches. If I'm selling them, then I would usually make them at least 17, or you could put a chain on the end so that the person could adjust it. They want it longer or shorter. All right, so I'm going to put 10 more on the other side. Let me just get them in my hand. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, we have our necklace almost finished. This is what it looks like so far. It's basically patterns all the way around each side. I like patterns. I think that they make it look finished. Alright, so I'm going to turn this back around. Now it's time to use those tiny little crimp beads, which I can't even keep in my hand. Okay, so take one of your crimp beads and then take one end of your wire and put the crimp bead on there. Alright, and just kind of grasp it with your fingers so it doesn't slide all around. And now take one of your jump rings and put it on there. And now take your wire and bring it back around and through the crimp bead. Just like that. And now just kind of push the crimp bead up towards the jump ring. Don't push it too far up because then you want the jump ring to kind of move freely. If you don't give it any room, it's just going to be stiff. So now take your crimp tools, and there should be 2 grooves. One has a double groove on it, and it's the one furthest back, and one just has a regular groove. So you want to use the furthest back one, the double groove, and just grab the crimp bead and crush it down. Okay, and now we're going to turn it sideways and put the crimp bead in the first groove. And now you're just going, you should have like a kind of moon-shaped crimp bead now. So you want to crush that moon. Crush it in half. And then just kind of squeeze it a little, just to ensure it's tightened. And you don't have to squeeze it a lot because you don't want the crimp bead to snap and you don't want it to crush your beading wire. Because if this breaks, that would be a lot of work wasted. Okay, so now we're just going to cut it. Now you can cut it, or you can weave the wire back through the beads, whichever one you prefer. So now we're going to finish the other side of the necklace, and this time we're going to put on the clasp. So once again, take one of your crimp beads and put it right on the wire and grab it. Now take one of your seed beads, put it on there, and then pass the wire back through the crimp bead. Alright. And now you can usually just pull it down. You want to get it as close to the necklace as possible. And you can keep the necklace a little bent while you're doing it, just like I have here, so that you don't pull it really tight and then it becomes all kinky and doesn't lay right. Alright, so just kind of hold it, and then you're going to crimp it again with your tool. So we want the last groove first, crush it, and then we want to do the first groove with just the one groove. Alright, and then just tighten it down a little. And then you can just trim it. Alright, or you can pass it back through, whatever your preference is. Alright, so that's looking good. Now we're just going to open our jump ring. Okay, so I opened my jump ring. I just used one pair of flat nose pliers and my fingers because this isn't really that strong, so I can just easily use my fingers. But if you have another pair of flat nose pliers, that's fine. And then take your lobster clasp and just put it right on there. And then all you do is close the jump ring. And make sure you don't pull it out. You want to just kind of swing it back and forth. That way you don't weaken it. And we are done with our necklace. So now you can just hook on your lobster clasp to your jump ring on the other side, and you have your finished necklace. Thank you for watching.